Joul and the Great Glass Station. Deep in the snowy north, there was a great glass station that sparkled like a diamond. Inside, Joul stood by a tall window, checking a long, glowing list. Tonight was the most special night of the year, and everything had to be just right. The station was filled with a soft blue light that made the snow outside look like magic dust. A small helper named Nisa scurried across the polished floor. He was pushing a silver cart piled high with colorful wrapped boxes. "The sleigh is almost ready, Joul," Nisa chirped, his bells jingling with every step. Joul reached out to help him steady a bright red package that was wobbling on the very top. In the corner of the station, Rowdy the reindeer was waiting. He was the bravest reindeer of them all, and his coat was as soft as a cloud. Rowdy stretched his long legs and shook his head, making his silver harness clink. He looked out the window at the stars, ready to jump into the sky. Joul walked over to Rowdy and patted his neck. "Are you ready for our big flight?" he asked softly. Joul pulled a special glowing carrot from his pocket. It was a magic star carrot, and it gave the reindeer the power to fly through the clouds. Rowdy took a crunch and felt the magic tingle all the way to his hooves. With a sudden whoosh, the great glass station doors slid open. Rowdy leaped forward, pulling the sleigh behind him. They weren't on the ground anymore. They were rising higher and higher into the cold, crisp air. Rowdy's hooves didn't touch the snow. They stepped on the wind itself. Joul sat back in his seat and took a deep breath of the frosty air. He held the reins loosely, letting the wind whistle past his ears. He looked down and saw the world below, covered in a blanket of white. "Look at all the lights, Rowdy," Joul laughed, feeling the joy of the journey. They reached a tiny village where all the houses looked like gingerbread cookies. Rowdy slowed down, his hooves treading softly on the air. He spotted a house with a wide brick chimney and guided the sleigh toward the roof. He landed so quietly that even the mice didn't hear a sound. Joul hopped out of the sleigh with a big sack slung over his shoulder. The sack was full of the toys Nisa had packed. Joul tiptoed across the snowy roof toward the chimney. He moved as light as a feather, making sure not to wake up any of the sleeping children inside. After many stops, Joul and Rowdy took a moment to rest. They sat on the edge of a tall building in a big city. The moon was round and bright, like a giant silver coin. Joul leaned against Rowdy's side, and the reindeer let out a happy sigh. They were almost finished with their magical work. As the first light of morning turned the sky pink and orange, Rowdy flew back toward the North Pole. He was tired but happy, his hooves moving swiftly through the dawn. The great glass station was waiting for them, glowing warmly in the distance to welcome them home.